Hi everybody. It's been a bit since I've made one of these videos. I was busy going off into my own world, studying myself, so that I could recenter and try to be me again. I think I might be back. So that's what I'm going to start off with. It is about TBI, but it's specifically about me. Why I've been able to even make these videos, how these videos evolved into becoming whatever it is that they're becoming, my journey that began that. Self-acceptance. That's what it came down to. Self-acceptance. I didn't realize, even long before my brain injury, there were things that I hated about myself, things I was ashamed of about myself, things that I hid from the world, but things that I hid from myself. The complications of my mind. I was told today by a friend about this thing called flooding, where it's something that happens to TBI sufferers a lot, but it happens to me my whole life. I didn't know it, but it happened to me my whole life, and I think has been amplified by my brain injury. And flooding is having multiple thoughts at the same time, coherent thoughts, full thoughts about different things happening simultaneously. It is such a roaring noise and flood of information that it is overwhelming. I've dealt with that my whole life. And it has often made me feel very isolated because I've never known anybody else the same way as me. I've never known anybody that was as passionate about things as I am. I still don't know anybody that's as passionate about things as I am. Things that I often get made fun of for sometimes. Now, the art, being able to paint, that's not one of them. Trust me, I don't get made fun of for that. I do get made fun of for my passion for science. Its fire is just as deep as mine for art or music or anything else. It's who I am. And the crazy parts are who I am too. I am depressed a lot. I can't stop it from happening. It's just part of who I am. I have anxiety attacks a lot, and I can't stop it from happening. It's just part of who I am. I got my brain bashed in. Here, something here. A lot of things are wrong now. But I can't stop it. It's just who I am. And I used to try to hide a lot of that. Mostly to hide the demons. But the demons are part of who I am. It's part of every single one of us. Some of us have new demons because we got this thing that happened to our head, but the demons are there nonetheless. You might be the Gandhi of the world, and I think I've used this euphemism before, but you might be the Manson of the world. But demons exist. They have, and they will. But I realized, even with this brain injury, I still have the choice. I don't have the choice upon all my actions. But I do have the choice as to how I approach myself and life. And the way I am able to speak about things, the way I do, basically to close it up, is science for me is God. God and science are one. I am very spiritual, but I'm also very rational. I don't know how it works. I just am. We are all born in nothing but darkness. The world was born in darkness. This tiny ball of hydrogen gas that collapsed in and grew and grew and grew, and so much pressure until one day, it ignites and fusion happens. And then had dust around it, and these dust particles, because of static electricity, started sticking together till it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and started grabbing more rocks and more rocks. Boom. Earth. And these rocks this rock called Earth just happened to be sitting in the right exact spot at the right exact moment with the right exact amount of ingredients to spark a thing called life. And of the literally trillions of living things that have ever existed in this world, we showed up. That is what space is. That's what spirituality is the understanding that we do not understand and we never will. We can hope to. We can try to look through the blinds every once in a while and peek through and maybe see some truth. But it will always be dark. You will always be a flawed human being. Things will always hurt. Some days it'll hurt less than others. Some days it'll hurt a lot more than others. You cannot stop that from happening. I cannot stop that from happening. But what we can do is think about it. And be honest to ourselves about it. Honest to ourselves about the way that we feel. Honest to others about the way that we feel. And also, not ashamed about the way that we feel. However we feel, whether it's a normal feeling or you're overreacting because there's something wrong with you. The feeling is there, which makes the feeling important. Which means you should never be ashamed of it. Because a feeling is not something that you can control. So never be ashamed of it. Listen to it. Because that feeling is there because there is something that it's trying to tell you. There's something that it wants you to fix. We are nothing but dust collected, floating around a star that came to conscious life. And now here you are, a spirit, floating around trying to figure it out. And it is rough, and it sucks. But remember, you're not the only one, and you will never end up being the only one. Everything will keep going, and you will always be a part of it. So, be a part of it. Remember that whoever you are, and however you are, you're worth it. Love yourself. Trust me, it's way better than the alternative. I have enough scars, enough broken parts, and I've broken enough hearts to know you're worth it. I'm worth it. So look in the mirror and know that whatever it is on the outside that's looking back at you, know that on the inside who it is that you are. And that that's who you are. And that is worth it. I love you.